As with any adaptation, I will be changing a couple of things to make them fit into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. For example, I included King Kai in this adaptation. The way I presented him is a little different from the manga, as the mangas is really wacky for the cinematic universe. At least at this point in the story. I don't think it would have fit very well. So I had to make a couple of changes to make it a more like dream-like state, similar to some sequences in Doctor Strange. Also, this film replaces Thor: The Dark World. Anyways, let's begin.
Last time on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Goku, the strange hero of Earth, has saved the planet time and time again. He has even joined forces with the Avengers and protected New York from Loki and his soldiers. After some time training with Kami, he takes some time to rest and begins to build a home with Chi-Chi. Now, Goku and Krillin train with Kami in preparation for the World Tournament. A new film begins now. Attack of the Saiyans, Dragonball MCU Phase 2.
We open the movie with Goku and Krillin training together at Kami's lookout. Krillin is asking about the Avengers and the Battle of New York. It's all very exciting to him, and he hopes that he will get invited to the next Avengers mission. Goku tells him that he'll try his best to get him on. Then, the deep voice of Kami sounds throughout. He tells the two to calm down. It's time for more meditation. He tells them that spiritual training is just as important as physical training. Goku interjects and tells Kami that the World Martial Arts Tournament is coming up. They need to train. He doesn't want to hear it, until two characters appear. Enter Ten Shinhan and Yamcha. These two characters had been in the previous tournament, though they were only seen in the credits of the previous movie. With some dialogue, we get to know them a little bit more. Yamcha wasn't a very well-known martial artist, but he was a very well-known baseball player. He was actually at the Battle of New York, helping out with some people on the ground. Meanwhile, Ten Shinhan is very secretive and reclusive. All they know about him is that he's incredibly powerful, and that he might not be exactly human. At least they joke about it. The four break out into another training session, and Kami has nothing to do but just watch them fight. The four enter the tournament, and we get a small montage of various fights, with some cameos such as Nam. Even Stan Lee makes an appearance, playing the tournament announcer. Bulma and Chi-Chi also appear, showing that they had been around as well. Goku and Bulma hug with a bright smile, and he notices that she's got the Dragon Raider with her. She says that she needs it to find the Dragon Balls for S.H.I.E.L.D., and she had detected one nearby. She tells Goku that she's already got 3. Goku's happy to hear it. He then kisses Chi-Chi on the cheek. It's time for the final battle between Goku and Ten Shinhan. Goku comments on how the battle was supposed to happen earlier, referring to the unseen tournament that we got glimpses of in the last film's credits. The battle begins, but we get cuts of Piccolo Jr. far away. He's approached by a man extremely fast. He asks who he is, just to be attacked. Such a powerful villain defeated already? The tournament is going well, when both Ten Shinhan and Goku feel a great power coming their way. Then, the whole stage is destroyed as 3 beings land. They look around, with a strange machine on their face. The middle one, with long hair, looks at Goku. He says,
Ah, Kakarot! Why haven't the humans been killed yet?
Goku is confused and asks what's going on. The man then realizes that Goku likes a tail. The shortest one is baffled, and he says,
You dare to call yourself a Saiyan, yet you dress like them, you befriend them, and you lose your tail.
Goku says he has no idea what a Saiyan is, but that he heard the word during the Battle of New York. The tallest one smirks, saying that one of the soldiers told them that a Saiyan had fought them. They didn't think he would be so weak, though. Goku turns to Krillin, who nods and takes Chi-Chi and Bulma far away. Before he gets far, however, Piccolo blocks his path. They scream in fear, but Piccolo just ignores them, as he closes in on the Saiyans before floating to Goku. The Saiyans call him a Namekian. Piccolo smirks and says that they both found out that they were aliens on the same day. Goku's still very confused, but realizes that Piccolo's missing an arm. He deduces that it's because of the Saiyans' fault. The one with long hair explains,
I am Raditz. This is Nappa and Prince Vegeta. Along with you, we are the last of the great Saiyan race.
Raditz stops for a second and checks that his scouter is on.
Our planet was destroyed when it collided with a giant meteor.
Vegeta clenches his fist as Raditz finishes the sentence. The crowd reacts in fear, to which Nappa lifts 2 fingers up, blowing away the entire audience. In response, all the fighters rush to the Saiyans. Piccolo and Goku versus Raditz, while Yamcha, Ten Shinhan, and Krillin fought Nappa. Vegeta stood back and watched the battle. While the fight went down, Vegeta received a message on the scouter, and a voice telling him not to forget why he's there. Goku tried to reason with Raditz, and how if he's really his older brother, they should be working together and not against each other. This wasn't working. They would have to kill him. Kami soon arrived to witness the battle along with Chi-Chi and Bulma. He asked Bulma if she had the Dragon Radar. She nodded. Kami said that they may need the Dragon Balls. We see a sweat drop fall from his forehead as he watches Goku battle. Our heroes are being beaten, but Goku manages to hold back Raditz with a full Nelson. This allows Piccolo to use the Makan Kozapu on them, which pierces through both. We see Chi-Chi scream as the screen goes to white. Goku wakes up on a white void, where he hears Kami's voice echo through the entire area until he appears. He welcomes Goku and tells him that it's not his time yet, but he needs to be here until he can defeat the Saiyans. Then, we see a silhouette of a fat, short man. Meanwhile, Vegeta calls back Nappa, as they need to look for the Dragon Balls. Bulma was ahead of them, however, as her, Chi-Chi, and Kami all rushed in the Quinjet, which Bulma had stored in a capsule. Bulma had already 3 Dragon Balls, as she had been collecting them for S.H.I.E.L.D. Vegeta rushed the other way, while Nappa pursued Bulma. Vegeta searched with the scouter, until finding a Dragon Ball underwater. Instead of going under to search, he simply evaporated the water around it with a giant blast, and got the ball out. We then get a trippy scene of Goku attempted to catch a monkey. He feels as if he's been there forever, and the fat figure, who calls himself King Kai, explains that time goes by a lot slower here. Goku then asks if he's dead, and King Kai says yes, with a chuckle. Goku takes a second to think before going back to rushing at the monkey. We cut back to Bulma getting blasted by Nappa, as she asks Kami why they are doing this. Kami says that Goku needs to come back. Chi-Chi looks sternly at him. Kami says that he will be ready once he returns. Krillin rushes back to protect the jet, with Yamcha and Tenshinhan arriving soon after. Nappa laughs at the challenge, but the 3 fighters are ready. Krillin fires a Kamehameha at Nappa, who jumps out of the way. Yamcha and Tenshinhan come up from both sides as the smoke clears, smashing their fists against Nappa's face. The battle between the 3 continued in the background as Bulma localized the next Dragon Ball in London. Chi-Chi, being the most normal looking, went down and looked for it. It was sitting inside a small tea shop, decorating a small Christmas tree. She quickly grabbed it and ran out, with the shop owner hot on her tail. Thankfully, she got away. Meanwhile, the Z Fighters battled Nappa. The battle took them all the way to the edge of the volcano, where Nappa attempted to push face into the lava. However, he was saved just in time by Tenshinhan blasting Nappa to the side with a Kiko-Ho. As Nappa flew away, Krillin appeared on top and slams Nappa onto the lava below. It's not shown, of course, but we get a shot of Krillin closing his eyes in disgust at the sight. With teamwork, they had defeated Nappa. Vegeta, in the other side of the world, turns back. He had just gotten the next Dragon Ball off the corpse of a short man. He realized that Nappa's power was gone. He was about to head back to the Z Fighters when Piccolo zoomed in front. Vegeta laughed, but Piccolo simply took off his cape and regrew an arm. The battle began. I'm gonna pause this for a second just to say that I know I'm going through this somewhat fast, but that's just because the story, if it was actually filmed, would have a lot more time and things to develop. You would be able to see things happening, reactions and stuff like that. I don't have the ability to do this here, so I had to go pretty fast and just do basic points on what would happen. Of course, there would be a lot more dialogue. Yamcha and Tenshinhan would be introduced a little slower with more build-up and stuff like that. We get another scene of Goku in the void, where King Kai explains how he must focus his ki into raw power. Goku's aura bursts red as he struggles with the power and says as if his bones are being crushed. Then Goku says ×2! His aura grows, but it seems as if steam comes off his body. Then ×3. He can't take it. Goku falls on the ground. King Kai tells him to try again. Goku turns back to King Kai and asks what exactly he is. King Kai explains that he's the Lord of Worlds, that Goku is dead, but he's not exactly neither in heaven nor hell. He's in a special place, where only the most capable heroes and fighters go to. King Kai says that Kami had a plan to save Earth. The fight between Piccolo and Vegeta takes them to Mount Pautsu. Vegeta had taken them to where the last Dragon Ball was, without Piccolo realizing. Piccolo then became aware of what was happening once he sees the Z Fighters pass by, followed by Bulma's ship. Piccolo tries his best to keep Vegeta at a distance, with the Z Fighters helping out too. Their mission is to catch the bag where Vegeta is carrying the 2 Dragon Balls. Krillin finally does, but he is shot down by Vegeta. Piccolo catches both Krillin and the Dragon Balls, and throws them both at Bulma, who was waiting outside of Goku's and Chi-Chi's home. Bulma catches the Dragon Ball as Chi-Chi comes out with the 4-star Dragon Ball. The Dragon team had all the Dragon Balls. We get one final scene of Goku at King Kai's world. This time his aura is red, but he doesn't seem to be struggling with it. He is holding up a key sphere on his hand. King Kai throws a brick his way, and Goku launches the sphere at it. It explodes into bits and pushes Goku back. King Kai smiles proudly and tells Goku that he's about ready, now that he has mastered the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb. Before that, Goku turns back and asks what exactly he is. King Kai explains that he is a Saiyan, part of an extinct warrior race. He had been sent out to Earth by his parents in order to be saved from his planet's destruction. Goku asks what happened to the planet. King Kai says, Frieza. In the real world, Vegeta looks directly at a full moon as night has just struck, and transforms into a giant Ozaru. He is trying to step on Bulma and kill her, but the Z-Fighters manage to protect her just for long enough for her to summon the dragon. Shenron appears made out of a red substance, and Vegeta's eyes widen. This was the thing he had been looking for. Bulma quickly wishes for Goku to be brought back. As Kami carries the body, Goku feels a pull calling onto him, and he asks if he will ever see King Kai again. King Kai smiles and tells him that he will be watching the battle and that he awaits his return. Goku nods, and the next thing he sees is Vegeta smashing Piccolo down. Ten Shinhan can barely stand up, and Yamcha's ki is barely visible. Krillin is unconscious. It all seems lost, as Vegeta fires a final mouth blast at the team. Instead of the blast reaching them, we hear a scream,
Kaioken ×4!
and the blast gets slapped away. Goku had arrived with a defiant red aura. Vegeta is perplexed at seeing Goku alive again, but welcomes the challenge. A battle begins once more, sharing iconic quotes from the manga. Goku even says that he's excited to fight somebody this strong. Krillin actually helps out once he recovers, when Goku is being crushed by waking up and using his Ki Ensan to cut Vegeta's tail down. However, the battle keeps going, even after Vegeta transforms into his base form, until Goku gathers everyone's energy as the Z-Fighters try their best to keep Vegeta away. The Spirit Bomb is ready. Just as Piccolo is knocked out, Goku launches the Spirit Bomb, which sends Vegeta hurling high into the sky and back down to Earth. Defeated, Goku falls onto the ground without any energy. However, Vegeta manages to call down his space pod. Goku approaches him slowly. Before he leaves, Vegeta asks why he doesn't just kill him, and Goku says that there's still more he wants to learn about him, and from him, about the Saiyans and who they are. He even mentions Frieza, to which Vegeta reacts in surprise. Vegeta says that they serve their destructor. Then Goku looks onto the horizon and says that, to be honest, he is excited to maybe fight him again, but he better not show his face on Earth ever again. Vegeta calls him an idiot for letting him go, as the pod blasts off. Bulma asks why he did that, as Chi-Chi runs at Goku and hugs him tight. We zoom in on Goku with a sigh and a laugh, before the screen fades to everyone at the hospital. Kami is visiting, congratulating them on the victory. Goku then mentions that the next tournament shouldn't be too far away, and they all chuckle. He even mentions that he'd love to have Thor enter. Bulma says that Shield's gonna kill her for having lost the Dragon Balls again, but that Fury sends his regards to Goku. In fact, he was right outside, conversing with the doctor. The final shot is Piccolo right outside the window of the hospital, arms crossed, but with a smile. The credits roll, and we wait for the after-credits scene. This time, we see a strange world, nowhere, where the collector gladly accepts the gift. He says that he couldn't believe that all 7 would be in his possession, but that he will protect them with his life. The camera moves to reveal Piccolo and Kami handing over the 7 Dragon Balls, and Kami says that reality itself may be in danger if they fall under the wrong hands. They then turn back and head to the Namekian ship. And so concludes the second movie of Marvel's Dragon Ball.
Hey kids, don't go away. We'll be right back. And now back to our show.
The inclusion of Dragon Ball changes quite a few things, such as the Winter Soldier having a specific branch of Hydra featured throughout, the Red Ribbon branch, that specializes in tech. But it all sets up Avengers: Age of Ultron. We open up with all 7 Avengers raiding the Hydra facility, commanded by Strucker. Alongside him is a mustached man with a tall hat. Goku's wearing a brand new Avengers uniform that allows for further flexibility and support, while his body uses the Kaioken. They take down various Hydra soldiers, including plenty of robotic ones. Captain America comments on how he has come across these recently, and he feared that the Red Ribbon branch of Hydra is behind them. Goku's Kaioken and speed allow him to decimate a majority of enemies, along with doing some good teamwork with the Hulk. They are eventually attacked by Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, two miracles that had been experimented on by Hydra. They are much more powerful than in the original story. While they retain their original powers, they also have super strength and further energy projection, similar to Goku's. They cause some trouble for the Avengers, but Thor and Goku are able to drive them off for now. Goku takes Captain America into the base, while Stark retrieves the scepter. However, Wanda sneaks up behind Stark and makes him see a vision of all the dead Avengers. Once they return to Stark Tower, Tony, Bulma, and Bruce all work together to decipher the scepter. Tony comments on how he wishes that he could experiment on the Dragon Balls if Bulma hadn't lost them again. Together, they discover an AI inside of the scepter, and the three use it to create Ultron, the defense system for Earth. This version of Ultron uses Capsule Corp technology to transport the robots in an easier manner. The Avengers meet up, where Goku and the rest enjoy the party at Avengers Tower. Chi-Chi is there too, showing signs of pregnancy. Goku is arm wrestling with Thor and having a grand old time. Eventually, the Avengers settle down to see who can lift Thor's hammer. The audience would be teased with an answer after Captain America, as Goku is the last person to try and lift it. He screams out, "Kaioken times 4!" This causes everyone sitting down to get blown away, and the glasses shatter. Goku ends up not even trying to move the hammer, as he apologizes for causing such a ruckus. But Thor realizes that the hammer is a little closer to the edge of the table than before. Suddenly, a broken down Ultron body enters the scene. It threatens the Avengers, but Goku punches a hole through it. The Iron Legion attacks, but the Avengers keep them at bay. Even Chi-Chi helps out. Ultron retreats to the abandoned Hydra base, where the same man who was with Strucker at the beginning attempts to help him. It doesn't seem like he's doing so willingly. Ultron calls him Dr. Gero, and he tells Ultron that vibranium is imperative to becoming a perfect being. Wanda and Pietro also join Ultron, as the Stark bomb had killed their parents. Gero calls them Experiments 17 and 18. In the background, we can see that Gero has a couple of blueprints for a project named Cell, though that's the only real cameo we get from him in the movie. The Avengers arrive at South Africa, where they try to stop the vibranium from getting out. Wanda hypnotizes them. Goku in particular sees a vision of a man that looks very similar to him and a woman taking him into a pod. Then a horned creature and a giant explosion. Goku is unable to battle until he breaks free. At the same time, Iron Man and Hulk have an all-out battle. Goku hears the commotion and saves as many citizens as he can, but can't do much else as the Hulk rampages. The Avengers are forced into hiding, but Goku refuses to hide with them. Instead, he begins a search for Ultron. Gero begins to create a semi-synthetic material for Ultron to be in, but it isn't advanced enough because of the lack of resources. Ultron and the others have to go to South Korea, where they can use the scepter to take control of Cho's mind, who begins to combine the stone with a more advanced synthetic body with the help of Dr. Gero. However, Wanda reads into Gero's mind and realizes his plan for the twins to be absorbed and humanity to be destroyed. The twins betray Ultron and Gero as Pietro kicks off Gero's head. Goku crashes through the wall and begins to fight against Ultron. He had already told the others where they would be able to find him, as he had found the twins through their ki. Though Goku's Kaioken is clearly powerful enough to take on Ultron, Ultron releases some of the Iron Legion from the capsules. Goku then feels his life force drain away as Ultron begins to absorb his energy as he chokes him, an upgrade given to him by Gero. The twins rescue Goku as Ultron gets away with the cradle. The other Avengers arrive at South Korea, where they help the twins and Goku steal back the cradle and head back to New York. Once at the tower, Wanda tells the Avengers that Gero had other projects in the works besides them that they should be in the lookout for, referring to Cell, who is being set up for a future film. Jarvis is uploaded into a synthetic body, which Thor brings to life. Thankfully, Vision ends up being good. Thor explains that the scepter was the Mind Stone and is what gave Vision life. At the palm of Vision's hands are two orbs for energy absorption. The Avengers head to Sokovia, where Bruce rescues Black Widow, who had been kidnapped. The city is being lifted up to the sky, where the Avengers must stop Ultron from using it as a meteor strike. A massive battle begins, where Goku uses the Kaioken to rush through and destroy as many Ultrons as possible. All the Avengers use their signature attacks in a circle, once surrounded, with Goku's Kamehameha destroying many Ultron bodies. When Quicksilver saves Hawkeye from death, the bomb Gero had implanted in him detonates. Thankfully, this saves Hawkeye and the kid he was carrying, along with destroying a swarm of Ultrons coming their way, though Hawkeye ends up being very hurt. Wanda reacts in explosive anger as the Hulk tosses Ultron from the Quinjet onto where Wanda was. She dismembers Ultron. However, the city is still coming to the ground. Goku holds up the city as much as he can before it falls, but he can't handle it for much longer. He is forced to use the Kaioken times 10, the strongest Kaioken yet, until Tony and Thor are able to make the city explode into a lake. Goku is found with his clothes burnt off and unconscious on the ground below. Vision also destroys the last Ultron drone, ending the menace. The Avengers team is fractured as they move into the new facility. Hulk is nowhere to be found. Thor is out who knows where, and Goku is getting ready for a new mission that Nick Fury had contacted him about, something about the planet of green people. The movie ends as Goku says goodbye to everyone and flies off, covered in bandages. Captain America turns to the new Avengers and says,
Avengers!
And that's the end of Phase 2 of What If Dragon Ball was in the MCU. I hope you guys enjoyed, because it was a lot of fun to make. It's pretty hard to build Dragon Ball into the MCU sometimes, but I think it did it alright, and I think it worked pretty well. I hope it didn't seem too rushed, but I was assuming that you guys were familiar with Ultron, so that I only had to mention things that I thought mattered for our purposes. Anyways, I will be sure to make part 3, or phase 3, the final phase, hopefully, soon. If you guys have any fan art that you want featured in the videos, be sure to send it at my email, smugstick@gmail.com, or tweet it at me on Twitter at ShareYourEnergy. I will be sure to feature them on the next video, and it's just awesome to see you guys make them. Be sure to join the Smug Squad by sharing and subscribing and clicking the bell icon so you know when I upload the next video. The Dragon Ball question of the week this week is, what superhero would you guys like to see team up with Goku? Leave it in the comments down below and start a discussion. Anyways, until we meet again. See ya!
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Smugstick, unless you want to be destroyed.
Lord Beerus, that's hardly fair. But also, don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified when he uploads new videos.